Alright, my friends, I had a subscriber in the last video leave me a comment that I want to address straight away, alright? And this is why I love when you guys leave me feedback, comments, because if we were talking face to face, or if there was a group of people, there would be a non-stop feedback loop happening. I would be able to tell through facial expressions, head nodding, body language, and just the overall energy of the experience, how things are going. Okay, you understand the feedback loop? And it's so unique and bizarre. With YouTube, you don't get any of that because the camera doesn't give any feedback. I'm just talking to this little black dot right there. And so that human element of feedback is disconnected. And that's why I like the comments and the feedback, because it makes it feel more human in some way, I suppose, even though it's very mechanical. Anyways, but the subscriber said, Nate, look, I subscribed to your channel originally because I appreciated that you were all about positivity and awakening and helping others awaken. But I feel like your channel has become fear-based. And so I said, whoa, okay, what would make a person say that? And so I re-examined the direction the channel's been going the last handful of videos. And I said, okay, I can see how a person might feel that. So I want to address that straight away. And I'm going to do that in sort of story form, like I like to do. Okay, so just roll with me. I don't really know where this is going to go exactly, but we'll see. So a number of years ago, my friends, I got to a point in life that was very dark. Very dark. So dark I can hardly speak of it. And it was not just a day, it was over the course of a number of years, 2 to 3 years, this whole experience. And life kept getting darker and darker. The joy was sucked out of my existence. There was no hope. There was just no hope. I did not see a way out. I had what would be called anhedonia. The inability to feel any kind of joy or pleasure of any kind. Or the inability to feel anything. I couldn't feel positive or negative, really. Just numb. Completely dead. Dead. And the worst part is that I have brought myself there over my actions. Because I was under the belief that I could strong-arm life. I could dominate life. And that through my actions, I could conquer this thing called life, and this quest to conquer life in some way took me all around the world, man. I mean, it was like a fire under my ass. Everywhere I went, I had to keep moving. I had to keep exploring. There was this thing that I couldn't quantify, I couldn't put my finger on, but no matter where I was or what I was doing, no matter how good a situation might seem, something was always missing. That there was a situation, I had this background unease that just something was not quite right. No matter how happy it might be for a moment, something was just missing. I couldn't put my finger on it. And I tried to find what was missing through every possible route. Every possible route. I mean, I experimented in every way with everything. For a number of years. And yet none of it was bringing me that satisfaction that I knew I was craving. I couldn't put my finger on it. Only in hindsight can I see what it was. It was just a feeling at the time, though. And that feeling, trying to quench that fire within me, led me to the brink of destruction. To the point where I didn't want to live anymore. I couldn't take another day of day in and day out waking up. I would wake up and think, oh my God, not another day. I just cannot take another day. And that is an experience nobody should have to have. Yet I was having it over and over again. And so I came to the point where I said, all right, that's it. I give up. I give up. I don't want to live anymore. I can't live anymore like this. And so I experienced what they might call a dark night of the soul. If you don't know what that is, just look it up. A dark night of the soul, which was actually a dark year of the soul. It was a vampire night. Very dark and very long, and I saw no hope, no way out of it. Everything that I had ever wanted out of life had been taken from me time and time again. And my whole belief structures were just wiped out. And yeah, I can't get too deep into it right now, but I'm telling you this because there came a point after that, that's it. I'm on my knees. I don't want to live anymore. Just take my life. Just take my life. Stop this. After that, suddenly, the night began to break, and dawn was coming. I could see the faintest hint of light in the darkness, and I thought, whoa, is that the light coming? And sure enough, it took a number of months, but it came. It definitely came. The light came, the night broke, and I saw that I couldn't put my finger on it exactly, even trying to explain it. I've got so much energy, goosebumps right now talking about this. Essentially, I had died. The me that I thought I was, with all the little desires and the hopes and the trying to strong-arm life and the wanting to get ahead so much, and it was gone. And in its place, there was this incredible lightness, just this lightness that was so free and so satisfying, because I saw that everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. No matter where you go, you cannot escape this perfection. Every moment is already complete and whole and perfect. And this wasn't a thought, this was an intuitive knowing. An intuitive knowing that the me that I thought I was, that had a life, that was born and that could die, and that had likes and dislikes, and the story of me, which is just, it all became revealed to me that it is just a story. I am none of those things. I never have been. What I am is eternal light, is the eternal perfection, the great mystery. It can go by any name. It doesn't matter what it's called. I am the eternal one that is having a temporary experience called Nate. You are the same one having a temporary experience. It is the one life force energy that is in and around and through all things. It is the same energy that makes the sun shine, the same energy that makes the trees grow, the same force that makes your heart beat, the same force that is coming through me right now, speaking to you. It's all the same one life force. And so I began to live in harmony with that. I began to realign my life to live in harmony with this new understanding. And what does that mean? That means that the overwhelming feeling of dread that had been following me for years, the feeling of impending doom was gone, because I now knew myself to be immortal. I was never actually born in the way I thought I was, nor can I die. It is the same with all of us. We are eternal, one life, having a temporary human experience. And this realization completely dissolved fear. It didn't happen all at once, but it took a number of months, a couple of years, until the point where now I can say with absolute certainty there is no fear whatsoever. There is no experience of any kind of fear left anymore, because who would be there to fear? What do you think an eternal one life is going to fear anything that can possibly happen in this realm of small human existence? No, of course not. And so, have you had a dark night of the soul, my friends? Is any of this resonating with you? I know that it's a bit chopped up, but this is the deepest parts of my experience I'm trying to share in a very condensed, quick version on YouTube videos. But have you experienced what I'm talking about? Are you vibing with any of this? Have you had a dark night of the soul, a transformative experience that you could not live without? I could not have I would not still be alive without this experience, which is still happening to this day. So the reason I'm telling you this, okay, we're coming back to the videos, is because all the darkness and the misery and the struggle that I had gone through, I seen now after the fact. It took a number of years to see this, but I see it is because of what was happening in my subconscious. Everything has to do with the subconscious in this regard. And I know now that there was beliefs about myself, about others, and about the world and how the world operates that were working in the subconscious mind to create my conscious waking experience and thus create my life. And so, but the moment that I began to recognize these beliefs that were lurking in my subconscious and I began to bring them into the light of consciousness, they began to lose power over me. What was making me feel a nonstop feeling of dread and fear in life, once I saw it for what it truly is, and it came into the light of my awareness in full understanding, it lost its power over me. I'm no longer afraid of anything because it came out of the shadows. And so, my intention, and this is an analogy, of course, but my intention with these videos is to bring things out of the shadows so that they no longer have power over you, so that you can shine the light of your consciousness on these things. Take, for example, look at this picture here. You see the flowers? Beautiful blossoms on them. Yeah, nice flowers, okay? All right, a picture of flowers. But what the subconscious saw is the word sex. What? You say, what? Yes, that's what the subconscious saw in that picture. I guarantee it. Because look, here it is again. You see in between the leaves is the words shaped S-E-X, sex. It was there the whole time. The subconscious mind saw it. The conscious mind did not see it. Now that's going to have an effect on the psyche, on the subconscious. All right? And so that's just a comically simple example, my friends, but that's the purpose of these videos, is to bring things that are happening out of the shadows. Because the council I talk about, the dark energy, all of this, the they with the capital T, all of that only has power so long as it remains unconscious. When you fully awaken to your true nature, there is no longer anything that you fear. I mean, what could this possibly fear? This being the one eternal life force, the one spirit that moves in all things. What could that possibly be afraid of? It laughs in the face of fear. Danger is different than fear, though, of course. I mean, a bear in front of you, that's danger, okay? But fearing a bear is completely different. It's psychological, okay? You understand. So I hope that clarifies something. I don't even know. I said I didn't know where this video was going, but I just felt this outpouring of energy. So I hope that you understand some of this. If not, no big deal, of course, as we've already illustrated. But so what are some things, though? All right, if this is not yet your waking experience, living completely without any trace of fear, then you can be assured that there is still the story of me happening, because it is only the story of me that can be afraid. Either you understand what I'm saying, or someday you will understand what this is saying. Well, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But if you still, just do the practices, okay? It's all about the practices. Number 1, meditate. Spend 10-15 minutes a day where you purify your thoughts. Just watch the mind. Just sit still. Feel the earth. Feel the breeze. feel your breathing, and watch whatever thought comes through the mind. Watch it as though you're watching a movie, without becoming involved, without following it, without it pulling you in. All right? Now, at first, this may feel like it takes effort, but after a moment, after sustained practice, it will transform everything. When I was going through the dark night, there were a lot of practices that saved my life. But if I could attribute it to one practice, it would be reciting these specific affirmations, okay? The book came to me by Emile Coué, Self-Mastery Through Conscious Autosuggestion. Essentially, what we tell ourselves becomes our subconscious belief, which becomes our reality. And so he recommends saying this exact phrase every night. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. You say it just like this out loud to yourself every night, 25 times. And believe it or not, it sounds like quackery, but my goodness, does it work? There comes a point when the subconscious mind takes hold of the idea of progressive betterment, and things that are not to your greatest interest and your greatest good simply drop away. Your desire for toxic things, toxic whatever, starts to vanish because the subconscious is taking hold of the idea that every day, in every way, you are getting better and better. I know. It's crazy. It sounds crazy, but I wouldn't be telling you this if it didn't work to save my life. Okay? Give it a try. If you'd like, I can make a video about that specific affirmation with a little music, and I'll say it for us 25 times, and then you can repeat it. Okay? Let me know in the comments if you would like that video. Okay? I can do that. And then, guys, practice generosity. Okay? Remember, you become good at whatever you practice. You have to practice generosity, and not fake generosity like most people think is generosity. If you expect something in return from your action of generosity, it is not generosity. It is a business transaction of sorts. I'm going to do this for you, and I expect either praise from you, or I expect a return gesture from you, or I expect money or love from you, or whatever you expect. It doesn't matter. It's not actual generosity if you're expecting anything. Okay? So you have to practice anonymous giving anonymously, so that you're not, see, I gave, I'm generous. Yeah, no, you're not. That's just the story of me becoming more generous. You're never going to be free with that kind of thing, okay? So, my friends, practice generosity. Practice breathing techniques. Make them a foundation of your life. Practice cold training. Practice chanting. Practice making YouTube videos. It's very therapeutic, actually, as this video I feel like has kind of been for me. So, and then again, my friends, most important is that you purify what comes into your body. You cannot expect to consume dead, low vibrational, lifeless, depleted food or animal flesh that's been infused with fear, the emotions like fear and dread and anxiety like the animals experience. Their muscle tissue has been infused with that vibration. You then consume that, and you cannot help but to feel that in some way. So we consume fresh, living foods full of life force energy, okay? All right, my friends, I hope that this video made sense in some way. I hope that you benefited from it. What are your thoughts? Share your thoughts in the comments. What kind of videos would you like to see? I hope that you understand none of this is based in any kind of fear, because there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear.